いかなる状況においても、部分的な思考に頼るべきではありません。第3の教訓、Dokkodo, Miyamoto Musashi. In general, many interpret this precept to be a protest against intuition. I would say they may be missing the deeper principle if they believe so. The world consists far more than is and is not. This binary worldview has governed the digital world with impunity in modern thinking since the time of the Industrial Revolution at least. It's become clear in the advent of the fourth wave that an old idea is being realized via the realm of quantum computing, the enigmatic qubit. To spare a long explanation of particle wave theory, string theory, and quantum physics, one need only realize that the qubit exists in a suspended state of potential, waiting to be molded by some predetermined objective or intention, much like how our neural networks work in our brains. This opens the third state, both of is and is not, but simultaneously expressed, which is predicated on one's perspective. The formal term for this is known as superposition, where a state of matter is both an energy and a solid at the same time. This implies many great things to the nature of our universe and the true subjectivity of our existence. I call this an old idea because human beings have understood this in metaphorical form going back to the sun, moon, and stars' original trinity. It's also been reflected in the father, mother, and child. It reveals itself in the thesis, antithesis, and synthesis of the great alchemist of Kemet, to the chemical understanding of basic physics and the proton, neutron, and electron. Hidden in the space between breaths, we find this thin line where the past meets the future. In that present realm, what can be labeled intuition is called into being via the five senses to catch a glimpse of the unseen. History shows us how our ability to see that which has yet to manifest and anticipate outcomes predicated on this information sets us apart from all other creatures in the animal kingdom, and may be what likely gives rise to this thing we call consciousness. With that said, the precept appears to not be so focused on the method, but the final step of cultivating one's resolve to carry out a decision. After all, on the battlefield, generally it's not the best strategy that wins, but the strategy that was executed properly and to its inevitable conclusion. Thus the axiom, a strong strategy, poorly executed, is no better than a poor strategy, strongly executed. That much worse is it for those who have no strategy at all. End quote. Thus, take measure of yourself, your surroundings, and resolve yourself to act accordingly. In other words, do not, under any circumstances, depend on a partial feeling. Os.